What's up, everybody? You guys probably know that something has changed on the channel, particularly the name. And I wanted to give you guys an explanation as to why that's different. Because I know if I was to subscribe, why their name changed. And the reason is because the name Crazy Cat is sadly very generic. And it's a lot of people like that name, and so a lot of people use that name, and it's not really unique or very different than a whole lot of other names. So I changed it. And
It's a combination.
it's one of my two favorite anime. Cause I'm a really big fan of Naruto and Vash's Stampede, and so I combined the two names to make Vashnar, and I thought it was really cool, you know, because I mean I looked it up on YouTube and I tried out the name, and not a whole bunch of people used it. It wasn't very common. It was unique. It wasn't generic. It wasn't all over the place. Not a whole lot of people had that name, or nobody did have that name, or nobody does have that name. And I very much like that name, so I decided to change it because I was really concerned that my just the channel in general would get buried underneath everything that the internet is. So I'm gonna have to change a lot of things, like the intro and the name of our Facebook page and all that kind of stuff, because the name of the actual channel has changed to Vashnar. And so I'm gonna have to do a lot of changes to everything. So that's also gonna be different. And I know if it were me, I would like heads up too. A heads up to things as to what they were doing and why they did stuff. What was their thought process and why they felt like they needed to. And what I just told you guys is how I feel about it, you know? And in the beginning, I thought it was a really cool, spicy, just awesome name. But in reality, it was very generic and...
Well, it is a cool, spicy name, but everybody...
Yeah, like Enigma just said, it is a cool, spicy name, but everybody has it, and that's why they like it. And it's just all over the place. So I didn't want to have a name that was all over the place. I also wanted to have a name that was mine, you know? A name that just wasn't everybody else's. Because, you know, the name Markiplier, it's Markiplier's name. Nobody else has that name. Nobody has the name Jacksepticeye. I mean, yeah, people have it now, but that's because a lot of people like his stuff. And they really like the name, they're fans of him, and so they copied the name, or they have something similar. And I didn't want to, you know, just blend in, disappear. So I felt there needed to be a change. I felt like I had to change the name. And I was very, very reluctant to change it, or I wasn't very reluctant to change it, because I thought about it for quite a long time, quite a while, quite a few months, and I just felt like Crazy Cat wasn't, or the name Crazy Cat wasn't, you know, all that didn't stand out from everybody else's. And that's what a channel needs, is to be unique and having a name that somebody doesn't have, you know? So that it can be just their thing. And I mean, I like the combination of Crazy Lady and Crazy Cat because it worked well with each other. The names coincided and melded very nicely because they're both crazy. Woohoo! You know? But there was the simple fact that the name was just everywhere. Everybody likes that name. So, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I'm trying not to. I'm just trying to explain how I feel, and how I feel is why I changed it. And I have this issue of not staying away from my comfort zone. And that's a bad habit that I have. And I really need to get out of it and try some. I need to try different things. And changing the name of the channel to Vashnar was one of those new things, was one of those new changes. And I like the name. I was very, I like it a lot. Because I'm an anime nerd. I love anime a lot, and I like manga a lot. So, Vash's Stampede, he's if any of you have actually watched the anime, he's not the underdog, but he is the goofball hero, you know? And that's why we like him, because he's a lot like Naruto in that way. They start out to be having hard times, and they start out in a rough place, you know? But they get over that. They conquer it. They develop, and you know, and they just get stronger over time. And they change, you know? They change for the better. And if any of you have actually watched Vash's Stampede or Naruto, I don't know if you'll feel the same way as I do, but those are my feelings on it. And I feel like the two characters, if they ever met each other, would get along great with each other, because of how their personalities are. And I know they're just characters, but still. They're my two favorite anime main characters of those two animes. And so I just combined them, which you guys have already heard me say like 10 billion trillion times. But here, I'll show you how many people have that name, Crazy Cat. Okay, here we are on YouTube, and let's just see. Here I go to type in Crazy Cat, and you can already see there are a whole bunch of search helpers already up there, and I press enter, and look at all this. Funny cat and dogs. There's a whole bunch of other videos and that have Crazy Cat. A whole bunch of crazy cat ladies, and a whole bunch of people who are crazy for cats, and I found it hard to actually find my own channel among all of these other videos, because as you can see, there are tons of them. And it was really hard to find my channel, and I didn't want it to be hard for you guys to find it. And that was it was my concern for a while. So I thought about what are my favorite things, you know? I will admit that I am a crazy cat person. I love cats. I grew up with cats. Whoops. That's not what I wanted. I grew up...
Welcome back, Ups. Today
What?
we're playing cat lateral damage, which we have to be a cat, so we're a cat right now, as you can see.
I don't know why that did that, but anyways, technical difficulties. I'll just call it that. Oh, jeez. What was I on about?
You grew up with cats?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Thank you. I grew up around cats. My grandma, she had a whole ton of cats when I was little. We used to go over there and she would babysit us, and she had a whole bunch of wild cats, and she would want us to, you know, kind of train them or handle them and make them not so skittish around people.
It's called taming.
Well, yeah, taming. We would tame them. My grandma would ask us to tame them. And that's what we would do most of the time at my grandma's house. We would stay outside with my sister. Me and her would get under her porch where all the cats were at, where all the kitties would have their litters, and we would try to catch them all day long. And whenever we did, we would cuddle them, we would play with them, we would, you know, kind of have them dance in our lap and that kind of thing. You know, you grab their paws and you kind of make them go up and down and all that cute kind of stuff, and that's what we did all day. And ever since I was a baby, that my parents have had cats my whole entire life, literally. And so, I mean, trying to come up with a name that was unique with cat in there was almost, it didn't feel possible. Or it just feels, you know, just a lot of people like cats, and it's really hard to find a unique name that has cat in it. And so I had to find something else that was my favorite thing. And I know a lot of people like anime, so I'm like thinking, what are my two most favorite anime characters? And the first things that came to mind was Naruto, which I actually, for the longest time, when I was younger, I had a crush on Naruto, even though he was a fictional character. I had a legit crush on him. Because, I don't know, Naruto is Naruto, but, and then I also thought of, Vash's Stampede. The Vash's Stampede is it's really funny, and the anime made me laugh, and just the character Vash himself, just really, you feel like you could actually get to know that kind of personality, or get to know that kind of character. So I'm like, hey, what kind of combination is good for, you know, Naruto and Vash? So I came up with Vashnar. And I mean, I'll go up to the top and I'll type it for you guys. You know? Vashnar. And my channel is the first thing that pops up. That's my video, but everybody else, all of my things pop up. And before that, when I would type in Crazy Cat, my videos weren't the things that would come up. You know, I would have to dig and dig and dig to find it. So, this is what I did, except for this person. This didn't pop up before. But anyways, I'm finding a lot of stuff just by typing in my name. In the name that I made up, or came up with. I didn't. Well, I guess you could say I made it up, or came up with it, or just, I don't know. But anyways, it's easy to find my stuff now when you type in the name, which is really good, which is awesome. And that's my reason for doing so, guys. So, yeah, that's my reason. I hope you guys have a good day. And well, like I told you guys, there's gonna be quite a few changes. That's gonna have to happen. I'm gonna have to change. I'm gonna have to change the intro, the outro, and I'm gonna have to change the Facebook name. I'm gonna have to change the Twitter name and all that kind of thing, and that kind of stuff. And it's gonna. I'm just telling you guys that it's something different that I'm giving you guys a heads up for. So.
But there's also a lot of video footage that's still gonna have Crazy Cat in it.
Yeah, that too. There's a whole bunch of footage that we had pre-recorded that still has the Crazy Cat name in there. Like, Crazy Cat, or Crazy Lady will call me Crazy Cat. And, you guys will be seeing those videos for a while until my real name actually shows up. I mean, well, my new name, yeah, that, I'm flustered. My new name. And that kind of thing. So, it's just, it's just gonna, take a bit, like Crazy Lady said. Got a whole bunch of video footage that we haven't posted yet that still has, that she still calls me Crazy Cat. And we didn't want you guys to get confused or anything like that. So that's why I kind of made this vlog type thing to answer why I did that. I mean, if you guys have any questions, I hope I addressed them in this video. And if not, if you guys still have questions, please leave them in the comments below of this video, Tell me your thoughts and all that kind of thing. I would like to hear your guys' thoughts. And so, I think I covered everything. Maybe? Anyways, I hope you guys have a good day. Yeah, so, new name's Vashnar, so, have a good day, guys. See you around.